Communication is something remarkable for us human species. We can engage in different level of dialogue with written words, with the spoken words. Also, there is so much more. There is a constant, a non-verbal communication happening throughout our life. All of our sensory tools are there for us to navigate life, navigate environment, and coexist with the larger environment by communicating. It's not necessarily words, limited to words and spoken words and written words. There is a non-verbal communication through recognizing energies. For example, when you observe the environment, you see there's a constant level of changing and shifting energies, shuffling through close and far, but is constantly changing. This is why the nature ecosystem has this remarkable ability to heal us. When we spend time out in the nature, we are very clear observant about these methods of healing. You are never depressed there because of the sound of environment, the feel of environment, the changing, shifting energy of environment. Because we are energetic beings, we have a very deep understanding as to what is happening around us. But in the modern day, we have communication with words, we have political correctness. Sometimes, as these supposed to be the most simple method of communication by spoken words, but we have created so much complication around this by we are limiting our expression by the political correctness or the right words and the, how we communicate, all these complicated programming. But the communication doesn't have to be hostile, but it could be healing. Because like the shifting of energy in the environment, when we speak words, we can use them as tools to heal ourselves, which is what the priority is, which is why all these dialogues, the visions exist for us to heal and perfect our existence. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a toxic communication, but it could be elevating and revealing and enlightening methods of information delivery. At times when you hear this political correctness, we would go, you don't really mean that, do you? Of course not, because it is another level of programming. But empathic souls really do understand this, that a level of toxicity, the level of rejection, a level of isolation, a lack of support, underlying passive aggressive hostility with these politically correct words. But we have to be observant and use these as tools to really understand and really see what we are willing to communicate and discuss, and underline reason for this kind of communication, where you must further isolate yourself from everything that is healing in our environment, so that empathic energetic healers would understand this, because of the programming. What we have done is that we further isolate these individuals that are completely living life with lack of support, lack of understanding, lack of love, and basic understanding of their existence. So instead of really divide and using these kind of communication as a tool to further divide ourselves, we can rely on these nonverbal communication and maybe extend a little bit of compassion because we understand collective consciousness. But everything on the surface, there we have eyes to see, we have the mouth, we can express and express ourselves authentically, but we use these same tools in depth. There are layers of division associated with it. This is what awakening is all about, understanding all these layers and see these tools, how we can utilize them for healing and uniting instead of further dividing ourselves with the collective consciousness. Because when we really think a little bit farther, a little bit in depth, what we are really hearing is that we aren't heard, we aren't acknowledged, our thoughts are not valued, our existence doesn't have any worth. So then it is another area, another tool that we can create our self-worth, and through these non-verbal communication, it is there. This is how the ecosystem works. When we hear the sound of nature, sound of birds, we never say, well, geez, look at this bird, why can't you just sing a little bit differently, your sound is horrible. We never say that. We're like, wow, it is a unique sound, it's something different, it's not a robin or a blue jay, is a different bird. So that everything is in harmony with the nature, because there is a natural rhythm for in order to heal and bring our natural ecosystem forward. So there is these sounds and these energetic shifts possible because of these different sounds. So then everyone in the world have these different languages, different sound, different way of expressing, because they are necessary for our human species to carry ourselves forward in a healing state of consciousness, or in a healing method of communication. This is why it's all different. This is why it's all important, because we are paying attention to the nonverbal communication. The other factor is when we know that people are reluctant to heal and discuss their ancestral trauma, toxic trauma body that we carry ourselves with. It's important to listen to the nonverbal communication. We might agree to do things because we don't have the confidence and courage to say no, or people pleasing, or lack of boundaries. So then we are expressing ourselves, but there is a hidden undertone, passive aggressive, the little bit of stress, a little bit of anger, a little bit of resentment in the words, but they are not expressed because we are expressing a politically correct, polite method of communication. But the trauma body always expresses itself with the level of anxiety, not being able to express how you truly feel. It's another huge problems that humans are facing, because we are reluctant to express ourselves, because we don't like the consequences. We are people pleasing. We are so kind and gentle. We don't know how to say no. This is another factor of nonverbal communication. So when we pay attention to these areas of how we connect and engage with people, it is really important to pay attention to these nonverbal factors. They are all written all over everybody's face, everybody's energy. We just have to pay attention, and we meet them in a level where they are feel comfortable, they feel heard, they feel valued. Uh, Through understanding this nonverbal method of communication, this is how we join this collective consciousness in order to heal our human condition. Thank you.